Hey folks, Gary here, doing the daily Bible reading for Thursday morning, and we're looking at Romans 8, verses 7 to 9, and Paul he's talking about the difference between the Spirit of God and the law and the flesh and how that works. And I think we all know that you can't legislate morality. It just doesn't work. People have tried to do that for years and years and years, saying, we'll just make laws. Well, the problem is, if your heart's not in it, it doesn't matter. People are still going to break those laws and actually get even farther away from you. So you can't legislate that in. And we might say, well, wow, I want to be free. I want to be free. Well, of course you want to be free, but are you free from what's grabbed you from the inside? And that's the key. What's going on in here? And if you're still working by the fleshly nature, then you're never going to be truly free. Freedom comes from the Spirit of God, from the Holy Spirit who dwells inside of us. So now I am free from all those things. I'm free from what would capture me and hold me in bondage, right? You know, whatever it might be, whatever sin that is that holds you in bondage, I can be free from that now and walk with God, which pleases God. So let's just read here. So verse 7. For the sinful nature is always hostile to God. It never did obey God's laws. It never will. That's why those who are still under the control of their sinful nature can never please God. So the sinful nature means you just can't please God, and you're not free to do that because the flesh just won't allow you to do it, right? But it goes on. But you are not controlled by your sinful nature. That doesn't mean you stop sinning immediately. I haven't met a Christian yet who doesn't sin. Right? We still do that. We don't want to, but it still happens. But we're not controlled by it, or we shouldn't be, right? We give that over to the Spirit. So let's go. So you're not controlled by your sinful nature. You are controlled by the Spirit if you have the Spirit of God living in you. So you give it over to Christ and you say, will your Holy Spirit dwell inside of me? I don't want to do this anymore. Give me conviction when I start going off the path so I know not to do that. But give me the desire to do really, really good things instead. And remember that those who do not have the Spirit of Christ living in them do not belong to Him at all. And so what does that mean? Well, what that means is this. When you give your life to Christ, the Holy Spirit is automatically inside of you, right? There's two different things. There's the Holy Spirit dwelling inside you, and then there's the baptism of the Holy Spirit. So I don't want to get that confused. But the Holy Spirit does dwell inside of you when you give your life to Christ. It's just there. It's a promise. It's given to us by God. It has to be that way. So He is dwelling inside of you. If you've given your life to Jesus, then the Holy Spirit does dwell inside of you. So let God lead. Let Him lead you to really good places. Psalm 23, He leads me, right, to still waters. He leads me to good pasture. Trust the Spirit.